Hi Reed, thought I'd do a quick video, general outline, might be a lot of information to take in. I'm totally willing to sit down with whomever to actually discuss what they currently have in place and figure out what would be the best solution for them. Generally, when people are going offsite, it's because they've gotten large enough to go external, and typically that first move is a managed solution, although some people make the jump to um, a solution where they're maintaining it and they go with Colo. Both have their place. In fact, you can do a mix. And so we're just going to talk about that real quick. So a virtual data center, essentially the hardware is provided and the servers are loaded onto the hardware, and the virtual data center maintains the network, handles all the connectivity, the memory, the storage, the processors, and you just load your servers on there and configure them, have someone take care of that for you. Uh, it's a great solution for those companies who are uh, making the first jump off out of offsite, um, and it has some real benefits. Let me go ahead and talk about Colo. Colo means co-location, so your power, cooling, and physical structure is taken care of, along with it's implied that uh, physical security is included in that. At least it should be. Not all data centers actually pay attention to that, but that's a whole nother topic or discussion. With Colo, you take your hardware that you currently had on site, you just move it to the Colo, and then you pay for power and connectivity. And depending on the data center you choose, you'll find that there's a lot of little things that you weren't expecting that you get to pay for. Um, and then there's uh, there's not a whole lot of additional services provided. Now, regardless of which option you go with, some questions that I would ask if this was my client is what the web server is currently being used, what the server is, where it's located, if it's hosted, or if that's still on site. What is it, Apache server, or is it a Microsoft information, uh, uh, an IIS? Just find out that type of information. And then the NAS, is it still viable? If you have up to 4 TB of data, uh, you might connect your current NAS to your virtual data center, or if you're going to have a colo, then it's just a normal fit. You just move your NAS into your rack. And then the SQL server, is it Microsoft SQL, which is what my assumption is? And if so, what version of the operating system, what version of Microsoft Server is it running on? And then are there any audit requirements pertaining to the data? So in other words, for your backup, do you need to maintain a chain of custody for the data that's in backup, or is it just based on your own personal, um, is it based on internal standards, or is there an auditing agency that has set some guidelines? For example, PCI compliance, um, or if it was medical, HIPAA. So those are some questions I would be asking.